my CD collection, and we are on to the letter H today. So for anyone who collects vinyl or CD or even cassettes, if you have a medium size to large size collection, you probably organise them in alphabetical order, and that's exactly what I do. Now there's a couple of rules and different people have different ways of filing them, but for me it always goes by the band name. So for example, Metallica under M, that's fairly straightforward, but if you've got a band like Leonard Skinner, L, they will be filed under L. If it's Jethro Tull, it will be filed under J. And then if you have artists like Bob Dylan, for example, he gets filed under D for Dylan. So you go by the second name of the artist. Same with Bruce Springsteen, S for Springsteen. So that's the way I alphabetize my records and my albums. Some people are different. They will go in a different manner, but that's the way I do it. And it's a good job I do it that way because I'm on to letter H today and I don't have a whole lot of stuff from artists beginning with the letter H. So if we say we're going with solo artist, Jimi Hendrix, H for Hendrix, we have Jimi Hendrix in my collection. So let's go through what we have from him. So I have the debut album, Are You Experienced, from the Jimi Hendrix Experience, which is what that band were called. Now, this album is kind of odd. It's on CD, okay? It was remastered in 1997, originally released in 1967 on vinyl, of course. But there was an American pressing of this album and a UK pressing of this album, and they had different song arrangements, different song structure, or not structures, sorry, different song lineups, should I say, on each album. But not only did they have different song lineups, they also left songs off some of the albums. So the American version had different songs. There was some crossover, but there was different songs on the American pressing as there was in the UK pressing. I am not 100% sure of what the different songs were, but I'm sure all the Jimi Hendrix fans out there who are massive fans, they will let me know in the comments below, and please do. I'd appreciate if you could do that. But for me, this album has always been a long CD album with 17 songs on it. So almost veering into the territory of a double album here. But we've got, starts off with Foxy Lady, which is absolutely fantastic. A brilliant, brilliant tune and a great song from the band. A great one to open with. Then it goes into a song called Manic Depression, which is absolutely brilliant. And it is really led by Mitch Mitchell on the drums on this one. I should say that the three piece for this is Jimi Hendrix. It's Jimi Hendrix on guitar and vocals, obviously. On bass, we had actually another guitar player called Noel Redding, and then Mitch Mitchell on the drums. So yeah, it's a fantastic album. Manic Depression is number 2. Red House number 3. That's just a blues standard, but Jimmy does it in his own way. Can You See Me is song number 4. Love or Confusion. There's no skips on this album, to be honest. It's absolutely class from start to finish. Then we go on to I Don't Live Today, May This Be Love, and Fire, which is of course a massive Jimi Hendrix song, one of his most popular. Third Stone from the Sun. That one there is actually really psychedelic and brilliant. Then we have Remember, Are You Experienced, which is again leading more into the psychedelia side of things. We get Hey Joe, which is again another one of Jimmy's most famous songs. Stone Free, Purple Haze, another classic, 51st anniversary. The Wind Cries Mary, another great song, kind of leaning into more of the kind of folk genre. And then we have Highway Child to finish off. But to me, this album is absolutely fantastic. There on the inside sleeve, you can see a great picture of the band, the Jimi Hendrix Experience. There's actually some great stuff on this album here in terms of the visuals and the artwork. And then we move into the CD sleeve here. I think this cover is amazing. Of course, there was another cover. This was the UK pressing, I believe. The USA pressing had the yellow cover with the band in a bubble. So there's another brilliant photo of the band. But yeah, this is the version that I have. But yeah, really, really like this one. You can see there a little bit of text on the band. Now we move in some more stuff, some more great photos of Jimmy there. He always looked really cool, didn't he? We get all the lyrics and the songwriting credits, and that is it on the sleeve. So there you go, Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? That's the first album in my Jimi Hendrix collection. Move on to the next one, and I have the classic double album. A lot of people consider this to be Jimi Hendrix magnum opus. It is Electric Ladyland. And again, what a fantastic cover. No text on the cover to say it's Jimi Hendrix, just his face, and it's really kind of blurred, and there's effects put on it there as well, but looks absolutely brilliant. Of course, I'll open this one up, more great photos of the band. So this was a double album released in was it 1969? I think it was 1969, 68 even. Very small text here, but yeah, it was 1968. Hard to believe they released so much great material in such a small space of time. But again, this was a big, massive, expansive double album. Of course, it was produced by Jimi Hendrix and Eddie Kramer. So Eddie Kramer had a massive impact on the sound of this album and the production of it. But just run through some of the tracks on this. And The Gods Made Love, that's kind of an intro to the album. And then Have You Ever Been to Electric Leyland, another kind of intro song. Then we kick in then to Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child, Little Miss Strange, Long Hot Summer Night, Come On Let the Good Times Roll, Gypsy Eyes, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, Rainy Day, Dream Away, 1983, A Merman I Should I Turn to Be, Moon, Turn the Tides, Gently Weeps Away, Still Raining, Still Dreaming, House Burning Down, All Along the Watchtower, and we finish off with Voodoo Child, Slight Return. So yeah, this is absolutely classic. Probably not as many of the Jimi Hendrix hits on this one. It's more of an album. It's more of a concept album. You really have to listen to it the whole way through. But like All Along the Watchtower is one of Jimi Hendrix's most famous songs. And of course Voodoo Child finishes off really strong with that one. Then we go into the sleeve. Again, very cool. I think this is a 1997 remaster. So yeah, this was a part of the 1997 remasters. And they sound really, really good on CD, I have to say. So just running through some of the pictures here, really, really cool. A picture of the band, Noel and Mitch. There's a picture of Jimmy with the two lads. So probably should be said that Jimmy moved to London to get his start, really, you know, and the lads. Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell were both from London, so he met up with his band in London, and then it was from there that they, you know, really kicked up a gear. They were a great live outfit from what I've seen of DVDs and videos of them live. Like, they were just one of the best, and in the studio they were fantastic as well. Here's a letter as well, written by Jimmy and signed. So it was obviously written, but then it's typed out. Absolutely brilliant. And then that iconic photograph at the end with the band in a park. Now there is some additional orchestration on this and additional players on this album. So on Rainy Day, Still Raining, on organ we have Mike Finnegan. On horn we have Freddie Smith. On congas we have Larry Fawcett, and on drums we have Buddy Miles. On Voodoo Child on organ we have Steve Winwood, no less, and on bass we have Jack Cassidy. And then on 1983 on the flute was Chris Wood. And on Long Hot Summer Night on piano was Al Cooper. So a brilliant album from start to finish, in my opinion. And the reason I did such a deep dive on those albums is because they are the only albums in my collection beginning with the letter H. So yeah, Jimi Hendrix, I only have 2 of his albums. I still need to get Access Bold as Love. I still need to get some of the live stuff. But yeah, love Jimmy. He's one of my favourite guitar players. And I should do a ranking of the top 10 guitar players, in my opinion, because I did one about a year ago and I think it's a little bit outdated now because I'll be listening to more stuff and getting into more stuff. But look, I hope you enjoyed the video. That's just all the albums in the letter H in my collection. Please leave a comment below if you liked the video or if you have any suggestions of bands I should add into my collection. And possibly Hawkwind, the band that Lemmy was in before he went and joined Motorhead. I've heard great things about them. Don't know much of their songs, so if you think that's a band I should put in, please put it in the comments below. And if you could also like the video if you did like the video. And I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.